Syazwina from KBA 11A3A. For today's speech, I'm going to talk about the legendary of princesses in Malaysia. The majority of today's children have grown up with the story of a lovely Disney princess such as the Poison Apple, the Lost Princess, Sleeping Beauty, and Amazing Fairy Godmother. But did you know that Malaysia has a slew of gorgeous and brave princesses who has incredible story have been turned into a stage play, movies, and books? I just want to share the 5 legendary princesses from Malaysian history and folklore that are just as beautiful and skilled as Belle, Elsa, and Mulan. So, let's get started. The first princess is Princess Gunung Ledang or Putri Gunung Ledang in Johor. I know you guys are familiar with the names, right? The mythology of the fairy princess, also known as Princess Bunians of Mount Ledang in Johor, is arguably the most popular of all Malaysian folklore. Due to her legendary responsibilities, this princess has become a fan favorite. The narrative begins when Sultan Mansur Shah of Malacca became enamored with tales of a fairy princess strength and beauty, and he sought her hands in marriage. So, Hang Tuah, the Sultan's most trusted warriors, was tasked to seek out a mythical kingdom with and conquer it. Then, he succeeded in meeting the princess, but was sent back with 7 illogical and impossible tasks. He tried in vain to complete this duty, but this led to the destruction of his country. Locals claim, however, that the princess is still on the mountains and that the 2 pathways have been swallowed up by the forest and are only visible in the spirit realm. So, who is from Kedah? Did you guys ever heard of Princess Zaliha? Well, the tragic tragedy of Princess Zaliha is well known among the people of Kedah. The princess was the 16th century daughter of Sultan Sulaiman Shah, and she was so lovely and pure that the blood she drew was white, just like the other folklores in Langkawi, which is Masuk. However, Princess Mariam, which is her younger sister, was as lovely, but she had a red blood. Princess Zaliha's beauty and rare white blood spread throughout the territories, attracting the Prince of Aceh interest. The prince then declared war on the nations of Kedah, promising to stop attacking only if the princess of white blood consented to marry him. Because the prince had no idea what Princess Zaliha looks like, so Princess Mariam decided to marry the prince in her place. But suddenly Princess Mariam inadvertently punctured her finger and crimson blood began to pour from the cut, revealing their secret. The prince, enraged by the deception, dispatched his army to Kedah to claim his rightful wife. When the Sultan learned of the incident, he took Princess Zaliha far into the forest, far away from the moonlight. So, as a result, she was given the nickname as Putri Lindungan Bulan, which means princess hidden by the moonlight. However, her tomb sits on Seputeh Hill, and it is said that the moon still refuses to shine on her tomb even to this day. Did you know that Pahang has its own Bulan attractions? Princess Warinusari, also known as Wanamsari, was not just a princess. She is a princess of Indrapura, famed for her beauty, but more significantly for her swordsmanship and excellent silat abilities. Princess stimulated the interest of Raja Mamang Sagara, the heavenly ruler of Gunung Tahan. To meet her, he disguised himself as an unattractive guy and quickly fell in love with her. He challenged her to have a silat combat, which the brave princess accepted without hesitations. Unfortunately, the fight enraged the heavenly king's father was surprised that a celestial creature could be vanquished by a simple human and also a woman. He smote the realm with lightning bolt and Raja Mamang Sagara vanished. However, legend has said that she fell into despair and left the palace the very next day in search for her beloved at Mount Tahan. We also have Princess Kalipo from Malacca. I am very sure that all of you ever heard of her story. She is claimed to be the princess of China Ming Dynasty, who was engaged to Sultan Mansur Shah of Malacca in the 15th century following a diplomatic visit by state representative. According to the legend, Emperor Yongli dispatched Princess Halipo to Malacca with a 500-strong entourage. Meanwhile, the slaves are supposed to be blended in with the native, giving the rise to Malacca Peranakan community known as Baba Nyonya. The well was built for Princess Halipo at the foot of Bukit Chinang, a Chinese village presented by the Sultan to Princess Halipo as a gift. Under the royal decree of Sultan Mansur, Halipo wells is still in use today. According to the legends, if you drink the well water or throw a coin into deep depth, you will be transported back to Malacca. And the last one is Princess Sangtubong and Princess Sejinjang. I bet all of you know the story about these two princesses. Sangtubong and Sejinjang are the two princesses sent from the celestial country to assist restore peace in the two fighting towns on earth are the central character in this mythology. The only conditions was that they could not argue with each other. However, the drama begins when both princesses fell in love with Prince Serapi, a very handsome prince. The god was so enraged by their failure and pettiness over a mortal person that they turned them both into a mountain. Gunung Sangtubong is said to resemble a lady laying on the ground, while Gunung Sejinjang is said to be encircled by the three islands because the princess' head was severely slapped with a pole, shattering portions of her face. Meanwhile, God transformed Prince Serapi into Mount Serapi. But unconscious, we are already at the end of the topic. So, basically, I have shared the story of the 5 most well-known legendary princesses from different states in Malaysia, which is Princess Bululedang, Princess Zaleha, which is the princess hidden by the moonlight, Princess Warinosari, Princess Halipo, and the last is Princess Sangtubong and Princess Sejinjang. As for short, I hope everyone can show more appreciations toward our culture and the tales. We need to keep praising our own legendary stories rather than the other country, besides appreciating our tradition so that it will not be swallowed by the time. So that is all from me. Thank you!